We are Brightside Theater.
Hey, home theater nerds. Welcome to the Brightside Home Theater Podcast. What?
Stumbled right out of the gate.
What'd I do now?
Again, it's like it's a surprise to you every week.
Hey, trust me. I haven't said boo to you guys since I got on here. You'll find out in a minute. You want to try that again? Take two?
And
All right. I don't even know. I don't know. Welcome to the Brightside Chat. I don't know. Hey, home theater nerd. Welcome to the Brightside Home Theater Podcast. A home theater podcast. It's all about the experiences, the sights,
The sounds.
the scenes.
Did I do all right?
You did, yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps we should take turns.
Yeah.
No.
We'll just move it around.
John's like, no,
I can
because
barely
I'm next
remember
up.
the sounds.
Yeah, exactly. Duh. It's like he's got it on a sticky note right in front of his screen.
It's right there, yeah. Right next to Silk Cockatoo.
Sell cockatoo. One's already gone.
It's very popular.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Right. How are we doing, guys?
Oh,
You guys
doing
go
good,
first.
doing good. Yeah. Doing great. Can't complain.
Yeah. No, and you know what? I'm feeling mildly awake for once at this time on a Tuesday night, and rarely what feels like a kind of a almost like a unicorn moment. I haven't got to be up at stupid o'clock in the morning either.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's all very, very chilled. It's all good. And I've been enjoying off air my comic book DC education. So thanks
Yeah.
for that, fellas. So apologies if we're late, guys. It's because those listening, it's because I've been getting a DC education
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. Could always use that.
from our distinguished competition.
Yeah. Oh,
So how are you, Deej?
it's been fast and furious. This has been me. Oh,
Getting everything
yeah.
ready?
we are. It is. Let's
Looks like you
see.
missed a spot, DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you need to clean up after
Exactly.
yourself.
So yeah, it's been literally. I was just thinking about it. I think since last show, this is what I've been doing. It's been crazy.
Oh, it's on. Ooh.
Yeah, it's there you go. Oops, had the stage. It's on the market.
Oh man.
It's on the
It's the
market.
first time I've seen it from a distance.
Yeah, that's it right
Like
there.
I've seen things from when you've been, when you were snow blowing and stuff like that. All that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it from this. It's on looking at.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, that's it. These were all taken Friday. Let me see. I'm gonna click on. There you go. I can go this way. These were all taken on Friday, and just to get to this point, we had to work like all last week just to get, and the yard isn't. I mean, we had to clean the house up pretty good, but it's still not like for the pictures. It wasn't. We're still working now. We have people can start showing it tomorrow. We have open house on Sunday, and we're still like in the process of like new paint, new this, new that, doing everything over. Like these are good enough for the pictures, but like we had all these ceilings of just finished repainting. That's what I just came from now. It's like I am literally covered in paint. Just sat down here. I almost wasn't going to do the show.
Oh man.
But yeah, like see here, it's like it's just, we put this new paint on here, but look at the ceiling. So I patched it, redid that. That used to be my gym, that room.
Okay.
This is Joe's old room, and the ceilings have all been done. Everything's cleaned. This is my basement, and then the theater. And then if you notice in this picture, the projector isn't on, but you can see Star Wars playing on the screen. He just superimposed it. It's pretty funny. So he goes, "What movie would you like me to put on it?"
Yeah,
I go,
I
Star
was
Wars.
going to say.
Of course.
I'm like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Is that
Shouldn't
a
it have been the Star Destroyer?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it have been the Star Destroyer going
Oh,
over?
I didn't
and-
get to choose. He just, that's not a
Okay.
bad picture though. Like you look
Yeah,
at the
no,
window.
absolutely.
That's my little ante room. But then he took some aerial shots, which look really cool.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Must have had a really tall ladder.
Yeah. Check that out.
Come on, man. Look at that.
That looks cool.
That's a really tall ladder.
Yeah.
Now, those, ladies and gents, are East Coast Massachusetts houses, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Made of wood. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just that kind. So when I was in, Boxford, north of Boston, driving through the little towns to get to camp in '98, those are the houses I saw.
Yeah.
And it's just so New England. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one's cool looking down at it. At the house.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. But we're getting the house is getting cleaned tomorrow. All this will be cleaned off. So that'll be nice getting that done tomorrow. But yeah, it's been insane. Just been working straight through the entire time. Just working until like crazy, like work until like 11, back at it at 8 in the morning, and just straight through trying to get everything done. But yeah, I haven't watched anything in my theater. I haven't put the glasses on. I haven't done anything. It's like it
we can
rained.
talk about stuff you've seen.
Yeah, we'll do that. And I may have to pop in and out because we have my realtor's coming at 5:30. I don't know if she needs me or not. She's got to drop stuff off, but yeah, they put the I didn't take a picture of it. They put the for sale sign up front and all that the other day, and I was just like, I hate it. But they said the market is like crazy right now. They put this one on for $649, and they said in my area there's 2 houses for like $500, $525 in that area, and then the next price is like $850. So there's nothing in the middle. And a house similar to mine went on the 14th of May, and in 3 days, for $649, it went on the 14th. In 3 days, it sold for $700.
Nice.
So yeah.
Well, Deej, I'm telling you, $700. I'll tell you, I'll pay more than that. $750.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I can't believe Joe couldn't come up with it. Poor guy.
If he can't afford that, he can't afford the upkeep.
No, exactly.
Those black parts.
But they said they listed it this
nice.
morning. Thanks. They listed it this morning, and I guess the realtor, the woman, as soon as she lists it, she'll get like a notification of like how many people are in that market, right? Like they'll know like the house, the price range, and everything. And normally she'll get between like 150 and 250 people will be in the market. As soon as she listed it, she got 750 people in the market for this. And she's like, oh boy. And it was like, it was on for like 1 hour, and inside an hour it had 83 people saving it on the website or whatever, like to look at it. So I'm like, hopefully it's like, I'm hoping everything goes well and we get the money we want. But you never know.
The more people that are interested, then surely the better chance there is of that, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, Rachel, by the way, is offering $800. So it's
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Go $850. All right.
Yeah,
going once.
Yeah, exactly.
Twice.
Exactly.
So yeah, man. But now tell me this, Deej. Right, and you may not want to answer this, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I'm in that kind of mood. In your heart of hearts, do you want it to sell quickly or not?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, cool.
100%.
Right.
Because
you don't want to kind of hold on to it.
No,
a little bit.
No, I want it we were talking the other day, and Larissa's like, what? She's helping us do everything. She's upstairs working right now. Jen's on her way home. She's like, if they walked in and said 750 out in 2 weeks, what would you, or 730, what would you do? I go, run. I go, I'd be gone. I go, I'm like, as is, $7, I'll take $5,000 off. I'm walking right now. You can keep everything here. I'm out.
Hey, do you mind? We've got a show to do.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't want to sell it at all. Right. But I have to. It's what has to be done. There's no sense in you want it gone right away, because if it goes right away, it means people bid, and it's like nobody wants to wait around. And if you wait around, they'll move on to something else, and you might lose out. So if this takes long, that usually means I'm getting less than I want. Right.
Yeah.
So
And it's a
like
stepping thing, isn't it? It's this stage out the way onto the next one. And without this
like a
stage,
Band-Aid.
you can't get to the next one. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Jen's not doing well with it. She's like, I don't want. She thought like, oh, we're putting it on the market, and she thought like, oh, I thought we'd have time to do some stuff and then skip. I'm like, no, it's for sale. We've got to get it ready. People want it. They're gonna want it right away. They're gonna want it. And now it could be. I mean, most likely it's 45 days. So like, if it sells this week or whatever, it could be the earliest would probably be 45 days. You know, because it takes time to do everything.
And is that escrow or something? We don't have that here. So is that escrow where you've got a period of time where?
Yeah, well, closing would be in 45 days. So they put their down payment, whatever they do. I don't get anything until closing, right? And but I just know, like, if we sell it and they pick, okay, 45 days will close, I have to get everything out, get myself out of there and find, you know. But yeah, I'm like a Band-Aid. It's like, I mean, it's gonna suck when it's gone. It's gonna. So whether it happens in 3 days or it happens in 3 months, it's going to suck. So might as well get it over with and move on to the next one, like you said. And hopefully we get a bidding war within the week. And, you know, when that happens, it's only good for the seller, you know? So,
yeah. And if you go north of $1 million, do we get a little annex for us? One for John, one for me? Can we, pop in?
Ah, yeah. Yeah. If it's so, yeah. You throw crazy numbers at me. I'll tell you what. Oh, yeah. I'd be like, ha, ha. I'd be like, geez, that'd be awesome. Sheesh. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it was funny. Larissa, we're working the other day. She goes, I think this is going to go high. And I go, I don't. I'm not getting my hopes up. And she goes, you guys deserve some good news. I go, yeah, but that's not how it works.
Deserve has nothing. I deserve a job too,
exactly.
Deserve has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's like, you know, it is, you know, it'll go and then on to the next, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, should we say hi to everyone in the chat? Because I think we've got some new visitors we haven't had for a while. So Captain AC3 was in first, and a lot earlier this evening, about 4.5 hours ago on our timing, and it didn't reset. So magic time. Well done, Captain. Oh, Captain. Yeah. Steve Att was next in. So Steve Att's in the chat. Jordan was in early, 20 minutes early this evening. Well done, Jordan. Must have had his clock set wrong. Scruffy's in. Hey, Scruffy. Nelson's in. Hey, Nelson. I hope you're still enjoying the glasses, buddy.
I'll have an update on that.
There you go. Look at it. I ask, you answer.
Yeah, there you go.
Rach is in. Hey, Rach. Johnny Speaks is in. Hey, buddy. Dom's in. Bonsoir, Dom. Vive Home Media's in, as usual. Good to see you guys. Mikey's in. Hey, Mikey. And that went back and forth for a bit. TSG's in, saying, honestly, I did not know it was Tuesday. Yeah, you guys have had Memorial Day. We've had a bank holiday weekend. So to everybody in the UK, it feels like Monday, even though it's Tuesday. So, yeah, I feel your pain, TSG. Lane Smith's in. Hey, Lane. Bill's in. Jack's in. Hey, Jack. G'day, Jack.
Jack, yeah.
Each, that's your John. That's your cue. Come on.
Yeah. Right. Hi, Jack. Don't say that in an airport. Yeah.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah. Hey, Jack. There you go. That's all right. That gets you by. C Big's in. Hey, buddy. And Old School Kung Fu Films is in. Hey, man. Haven't seen you for a bit. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got any tonight. Sorry.
No.
Normally when he drops in, we've got one handy, but there we go. Oh, and Bill McAllister's in as well. Hey, Bill. So yeah, it's gang is all here.
Nice.
Yeah, we might have some ninjas, old school kung fu films, but not kung fu. I appreciate there is a difference.
Yep. I'm looking for something else.
So just unless you've got a question, guys, I've got something for you to ask you about.
All right. Go.
All right. Right. So you might have heard there's a new Mission Impossible movie's just come out. Might have heard something about that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
No. But yeah. So there's in terms of a decent version of it anyway. So so Chris McQuarrie, the director, has a lengthy interview that he gave and the lengthy version that he's given has been split into bits on YouTube. And one of the clips, he talks about the theatrical viewing experience. And I only listened to it literally earlier this evening, and I thought, right, now is the time to raise it. So he said this. He said, the only way to enjoy a film is theatrically. The only way to emotionally engage with a movie, I am paraphrasing slightly, is in a theater full of 500 people, and that is the way to see a film. Now, I know we've covered this before, but do we agree with that? Because I don't.
No.
I just.
First of all, he's optimistic because with the gross of that film this weekend, I don't think any theaters had 500 people in them. But I've seen many opening weekend movie with about 6 people in the theater. So that the idea that you're going and seeing these movies in full crowded theaters anymore is very seldom. Like, I mean, Sinners was sold out every seat, which was great. I didn't actually enjoy myself because of that. So I disagree. Also, don't have your runtime at 3 hours if you want everybody to go see it in the theater. Because honestly, I think I'm skipping and waiting to see this one at home.
I mean, I'm
not looking for the 3 hour.
I made an attempt to see it, and didn't enjoy it because of a issue with the theater. The speakers had blown in one of the things, so that was not a very pleasant experience. So I've seen it, but I haven't seen it, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I've often said on here, I prefer to see a movie in Cinema George for the first time when I can engage with it. And I engage with a movie miles better when I'm in my theater than when I am in a commercial theater. I haven't got to deal with phones going off unless it's mine. I don't have to deal with adverts unless I want to. I don't have to deal with trailers, and again, unless I want to. I find it much more enjoyable in there. And generally, I don't have an issue with blown speakers or poor projection or poor image quality or anything like that. Now, I think what Macquarie was saying or meaning is for 99% of the population, that's the way to see your movie. That's what you're going to see. And that's the way to see it. Big screen, decent audio, that kind of thing. And so I appreciate he may well not have been talking to people like us, who have a very different setup at home. But still, I thought it was just a bit blanket for me.
I mean, Cinemark will show an ad in front of most of their releases, advertising the next big blockbuster. Like, a few months ago, it was, are you watching Mission Impossible on a screen this big? And that's how most people are doing it. And I do agree that is not the way to take in a movie like that. But I enjoy the theater experience. Like, I actually do like going to the theater more for the day out than anything. But I take in the movie better at home for sure. So
critical viewing of the art is best suited at home, because it's like we've said before, it's like the audio, it's a more intimate environment. You can really hear what you're intended to hear, whether it's the pans or the dialogue or any of that, is you're much better off at home. And picture wise, it's kind of the same way. It's like, it's nice to have that huge screen and going to the theater, but it doesn't have the same dynamic range as what modern, we've come to expect. What it used to be, the only reason, going back to before COVID, John and I were already saying the only real reason to go to a theater is for that, group experience where you're, these, especially like these major, blockbuster releases this time of year. We're into May now, and these are all blockbusters. You want to be in there with a bunch of people cheering and stuff like that. That was the main reason why you would go to the theater. It doesn't, it's not, that's a different part of the experience that you just can't duplicate anywhere else. And then since COVID, that's gone away. They can't even get people back so that you can enjoy that experience. And when they do go, like John said with his last experience, people are just rude. They've forgotten what it's like to go to the theater and enjoy it as a group. It's like now they just think they think they're at home,
Right.
and they're watching it in front of the TV. And they, I told you mine where the kids running around the theater and it's like with lighted shoes on. And it's like, I mean, it's just stupid. People have just gotten crazy. And
I think the more people that are there, so again, to use Macquarie's thing of 500 people, the more people there, the more likely you are to get people who are antisocial, who are using their own morals when out in public, and increases the chances of there being something which actually takes you out of the movie, not actually helps you to engage with it. And for me, I mean, I've had some great experiences in the theater with, with cheering and everything else. Obviously, Avengers Endgame and as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Attack of the Clones. Things like that, which were incredible, and experiences in Universal Studios and seeing movies there. And yet I will happily forego that to watch it in Cinema George. I appreciate that sounds very antisocial, but I would still rather do that all day long. And I think of some of the experiences I had during COVID. Godzilla. Kong versus Godzilla, or that. I remember that being great fun watching that for the first time on a Saturday morning. Day it came out, Cinema George, popcorn and drinks, and a mini premiere, and it was fantastic. And I really enjoyed it. And there were people in there, and we were having a good time with that. We didn't need this big auditorium. So, I just think it's. I get why Cruise and Macquarie want people back into theaters. I mean, I understand why they've got an interest in that, but I think that actually to say the only way to properly get a movie experience is in a movie theater, perhaps misses the point a little bit. I think anyway. But again, I know we're the outliers on this.
Right.
Yeah. It's. I mean, well, it depends on your idea of experience, right? Like we said, it's like if you want the experience of a group setting, the best environment is the movie theater. It holds the most people. Now, you want that group to be well behaved. Just like, not everybody has a theater set up like we have. So their best experience is going to the theater, and it's, and so I just think I'm looking I really want to get to the theater to see Mission Impossible. It's like I've kind of pulled like a bloodshot with this one. I've purchased the tickets 3 times.
Oh yeah,
and haven't made it.
How many did you have to buy to get a personal thank you from Tom Cruise?
Exactly. It's like I had tickets for opening night at 10:30, I think, and we just kept working, and I forgot, and I was like, I didn't even go on, and because you can go on what's the app that I use? Atom. I buy my movie tickets through Atom, and you can, like, right up until the minute of the show, I can return them, right? And then just be so, and that's what I usually do. And you just get a credit, so the next time you go, you don't pay, right?
Right.
I forgot, so I paid for that one, and then I bought tickets for like Saturday or something, forgot that one, and Sunday forgot that one. And I was like, and I've just been working, and I'm like, if I want to go see it even tonight. It's like if there's a 9:30 showing, and I feel like I'm far enough along, I'll be like, I haven't bought any yet, but I want to go, just to sit down. And it's like part of the experience for me is getting the box of candy and the popcorn, and you just, and being out and sitting down and, getting out. So we'll see.
It'll be a late finish. 9:30 show, start at 10. It'll be 1 o'clock in the morning before you leave.
Is it 3 hours?
It's
Is that what's the running
2 hours and
49 or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, that just changed my mind.
Yeah.
I'll be asleep. I won't make it through it.
Well, that's the thing. Are you saying, Deej, that trying to get to the theater is a mission impossible?
This week. Big time. Big time.
Just to actually,
and I might be dead, I reckon.
Part 1?
There is only part 1. It's like
it's a final reckoning.
Yeah, it's final. Yeah, it's done. So
TSG just asked, which cinema was it? The one at Cribs, TSG. I'm not going to name it, but you know the one I'm talking about. So there's that one. Rach says, commercial theaters are not what they used to be. I remember when Star Wars came out. Rach, you're aging yourself there.
Yeah.
And what have we
Well, it
got?
depends which Star Wars she's talking about.
Fair enough. Okay. I figure.
I remember when New Hope came out, but
Right. Exactly.
All right. And then Dom says, I watched my Final Reckoning on Saturday, loved it, but my wife was less enthused. She thought it was way too long. Now, Dom, tell me this. This might be one of the few films that in French is the same, isn't it? Surely it's Mission Impossible. Isn't it the same? I don't know. Dom, you could tell me. You'd let me know if it's exactly the same.
We're all listening for his response.
yeah,
Nothing.
Oui.
We got nothing.
it's crickets.
Yeah, exactly. And there it is.
What's this
That
one?
sounds like you're pulling laundry on a clothesline.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
That's at all.
Squeaky wheel.
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah.
John? Do we know who
I
this
know.
is?
I got. I'm all cap shout out.
Is that Backcracker?
I assuming.
That's Doc. I was like,
Yeah.
I was gonna look it up. I'm like, yeah.
Who's that?
He's been on the show. He was actually on. That's Dr. Joe, our buddy. That's a chiropractor, and he does TLDR podcast.
Yeah,
which is comic based.
Chat days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, back from our chat days.
So you're saying that the doc is back?
If
Chiropractor. Anyway,
if that's him.
joke.
If that's him.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he was on. He did an hour on the first 25-hour show. He did an hour at like 3 p.m. with me.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. He's not a home theater guy. I keep telling him I got to have him out here. Now that I'm selling the damn place. Hey, nice. It is. Cool. How you doing, Dr. Joe? Backcracker.
Well, so I hope you got my chiropractor joke.
Yeah.
He's back. No.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah,
It
they
says
do
here it's a guy-
TLDR.
It says here it's a guy named DJ. So
It's me, DJ.
DJ.
It's me, DJ.
commas are your friend.
Yeah, it's me. It's me, DJ.
Oh no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
So
It's time to eat, Grandma.
Yeah.
It's time to eat, Grandma. Uh-oh. Poor Grandma.
Punctuation is fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, hey, Dr. Joe, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Commas are for real doctors, he said. There's a sign. There's a famous sign up in Australia, I think it was. It was at a lake, and on this lake there was a sign, and it said, "Crocodiles don't swim here." And so again, no comma. So people thinking, "Oh, well, that's all right. They don't swim there, so that's a safe lake to swim in."
Yeah.
Those crocodiles don't swim here.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's ours. Jack, you can tell me. I'm sure that's an Australian one. I'm pretty sure I saw that in ours. But there we go. Yeah. So there it is. So so theatrical experience.
Yeah.
You know, we're lucky. We get a different kind of experience at home.
It really has become for us and this goes way back 10 plus years of a preview of what we're going to get at home. You know, since we've gotten 4K at home, Atmos at home and all that, we've topped out over the theaters. And now going to the theater is just for us to be like, can't wait to get this at home. And you just don't want to wait to see it at home. So you will venture out to a theater to see it. Right. And that's really what it's become for, our,
For me, it was more if you're worried about spoiler, when I had the store, I couldn't not see a comic book movie on opening day because if I didn't, all my customers were going to come in and tell me all about it. You know? So I had to, I had to do that. But less and less that's an issue now because, one, I don't have the store anymore, but two, I'm not that worried about spoilers for most anything anymore.
But you'd have to break down your front door and run in and yell at you, spoiler.
Yeah.
He dies and run out.
He dies at the end. Oh, son of a.
See. Oh, Dom says, Steve, yes. Mission Impossible. You say it's the same in French and the pronunciation right.
Nice.
See.
Good for you.
Today bien.
Oh God! So we're becoming multilingual.
Yeah. Presente seis.
Let's not go down there again. The AI will kick in and cut us all out again.
I still haven't had a chance to check that out. The AI mistake.
Yeah, man.
I think I could do it right now. No, I'm not
Yeah, so
kidding.
anyone wondering, so last week when we mentioned
Yeah.
Spanish, and I was giving Deej his Spanish lesson and detention as a result of his lackluster Spanish,
Yeah.
Deej was ready with his response and bleeped and bleeped and bleeped, which was very funny.
Right.
But for anyone that was listening to the audio version, as I did on the Friday, all that bleeping has been cut out by the AI.
Yeah.
So I assume the AI must have a filter, and it's filtering out bad language or dropouts or audio issues,
Right.
or whatever, and flagged it as an audio issue and just removed it. So it sounds really weird. I start laughing at something that doesn't happen.
Yeah. So
It's a really weird blip.
nope. No. So here's what. Here, let me see. I'll put this up on.
Yeah.
Let me. I can actually show you guys because
Yeah,
I edit everything. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the file right now. I edit everything in Adobe Premiere. So let's see. I'll show you guys. I'll share screen here. Add to stage. So here's our files right here, and it's like I'm the first track, John, Steve, and now this here, the bottom track. If you're watching online, I mean, the bottom track, that's our sounds, right? So then when I zoom in on this, let me see if I can. Here we go. So I can zoom in on it, and that happened like right at the beginning in here, right? And it was probably
3 minutes in,
right around here where I started. All right, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
And now see. Yeah, so there's no, if you look down on this track here, there's nothing. So it didn't record the beep, but then it blocked me out in here.
Yeah.
So
did it think it was an audio dropout and so removed it? Or
right. So what this button does is it all it does is it mutes me. It puts the sound out, but we don't actually record the beep, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the AI that did it. It was actually the roadcaster does it. It's like, that's just meant to, I think it's meant to, like, if somebody's going to go off and start swearing, you can censor that person and then it'll, it just takes their voice out, but you don't get the beep over it. So I
just think the roadcaster likes me more than you, Deej. I'm just saying.
Probably. Yeah, exactly.
We won't let you talk to Steve like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty fun. Yeah, because when you sent that the other day, I still hadn't had a chance to look. It's like, but yeah,
there we go.
So, yep.
So there we go. Right. Oh, Carl, by the way, says thankfully we don't really have a problem with cinema issues in Austin. It's a cinephile city, so folks know how to behave. Right. Well, we all need to move to Austin then.
Yeah, exactly. Then it won't be
there for the cinema.
Right, and then it won't be.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But there we go. But the Macquarie interview, by the way, is worth listening to. It's been split into chunks on YouTube. The Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. Very interesting things in there. And it looks as though Macquarie's just said, you can ask me anything, because the interviewer even goes into Tom Cruise kicking off, that rant that he had on set, and they even go into that, which I thought would be, off limits, but they are talking all about that. So it's worth listening to. And while we're talking about things online, because this involves two friends of the show, earlier today on Twitter was John Thompson has written a lengthy article about modern home cinema experiences, published on AV Nirvana by Todd.
Nice.
And so if you go on Twitter, you'll see it under John Thompson at Johnny Focal's Twitter account, or if you go on AV Nirvana, it's on there as well. And it's a lengthy article comparing Kaleidoscape with disc, with streaming, and coming to some very interesting conclusions. So that's just gone up this evening, and well worth checking out. And in fairness, I think we've all been invited into it, Deej, so you'll find it simply enough. So you could find it quickly even on the Brightside HT Twitter feed. But yeah, it's an interesting article, worth having a
I'm looking for it right now. I just went right to AV Nirvana.
Yeah, it's a long one. John spent some time on it.
Yeah, he's great at writing this. I love reading his stuff.
Well, he used to write for Home Cinema Choice, of course. He used to write and review for Home Cinema Choice. So he, and What Hi-Fi and various other magazines over the years. So he's, he can put together an article. Can our John?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just went on Twitter. It's like 20 plus notifications. I haven't been on in a while. It caps out at 20 and just puts a plus. I don't know what all these are. Oh yeah, there's yours from today.
Cheers, Carl. Cheers.
Guys.
Yeah, please don't move to Austin as we are full. All right, okay.
Yep, there it is.
How far is Austin from you, John?
About 3 hours.
Oh, okay, so
a little
just
less.
Down the road in American terms, then that's fine.
Yeah, it's like running to get bread, really.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah, him and I have talked about this. Yeah, we talked about it. I think we talked about it like John and I think talked about this on the show like over a year ago about high bitrate stuff and everything. And it's like, and he's written other stuff, but definitely I'm gonna post it. See if I can post this.
There's a link. Yeah, if you could, quite, or in the show notes. To be fair, the article is so long, he probably started writing it just as the show finished, and it's taken him a year to conclude it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just posted it in the comments.
The
link
we'll
to
do
it.
it, John. Right, quick, copy down the link now.
Yeah, it's but yeah, it's on AV Nirvana. It's under thread. It's under it's in the forums. So if you're looking for it there, AV Nirvana, why high bitrate 2K video can beat low bitrate 4K, how Kaleidoscape proves it with Strato M. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a really interesting article. I had a good read of it. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that John, that was the funniest thing from a couple of weeks ago. You say, quick, copy down the link now.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. It was even funnier the second time when I listened back to it. That's great. As I'm driving, copy it down now. Right. Whoa.
Let me pull over.
Yeah, no time. Oh
boy.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to read that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I probably talked to him all about it, but yeah, he gets so in depth with stuff, and I love that stuff when you get in the weeds on everything like that.
Well, he certainly does in that. I mean, he loves it. So yeah.
Cool.
There we go.
Well, all righty. Do you guys want to get to some experiences?
Sure.
I've got a few.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, thank God. I'm just here to pull up some pictures. It was I was saying like I might not do the show, and they're like, can you maybe have them do the pictures? I go, it'd take me too long to show them how to manipulate it back and forth. I'm like, no.
Take me too long to print them off and hold them up.
Yeah. Well, we share all the pictures. Yeah, exactly. This is what we're talking about now. All right, what do we want to do first? You want to do we'll start with one of these.
Yeah, can do. Oh, we did this one. It's the other one.
Oh, we did that one.
Yeah,
that's why we're not.
One.
Oh, okay. All right, let's start with something we had last week. There we go. Here we go. Continuation of last week. Here we go.
Okay, so previously on. So this is then Clint Eastwood, as you might have guessed from that image, Clint Eastwood's Pale Rider, which is the second of the Eastwood westerns that I bought a few weeks ago. The other one that I talked about, it was last week, maybe the week before, which was the Outlaw Josie Wales, which I was last week, which was very excited about and really enjoyed. And similarly, this one this week was a first viewing for me. I had never seen it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I know. I did, the confession time.
This is up there for me too.
Yeah, and again, as with last week, I can see why. So this was in 85, this one. So Outlaw Josie Wales was 76. This was 85. So it'd be quite a big gap between them. So yeah, my first watch of it, and this is in 4K UHD disc and in Dolby Atmos again as well. Warner's just coming out swinging with their new remasters of these older movies. I love how they are wanting to go that extra mile. These movies didn't need Atmos. No one would have really missed them. And yet they do go that extra mile and produce it. So thanks very much, Warner's. And apparently Lethal Weapon will have Atmos as well, which will be very cool. So first watch. I did enjoy it a lot. I think this film's great. It is very different to Josie Wales.
Yeah.
And as I sort of mentioned last week, I did worry that they were the same movie almost, because the trailers that I've seen, and again, I saw the trailer to this on YouTube as well before I saw the movie. They look similar in terms of the trailers. And I thought, right, okay, are they going to be the same film? But they're really not. Josie Wales is an epic Western. This is a much more contained story, I think, and is perhaps, and I mean this complimentarily, complimentary. Oh God, I'm saying it all wrong. In a good way. This is a bit more of the staples of the genre here. This is the man with no name, although we'll call him preacher. Comes in to clean up this one-horse town. And so it has more, I think, of the staples of the genre than Josie Wales does. Because as I said, I think that's more epic as a movie. But no, I really enjoyed it. I did think it was good. There are some issues. Some of the fighting is very 85. Who thought it was a good idea to have a sort of proto sword fight with pickaxe handles? I don't know. And who decided to have that fight and then try and make Clint Eastwood, act like some sort of samurai? Is not good. And I thought that fight was verging on the ridiculous. But other than that, it was good. And I like the action. I like what they did. And the gunfighters are kind of cool, even though they all buy their coats at the same place, clearly. Right. So the fights are cool. It's quite violent. Surprisingly so, I thought as well for a mid-80s Western. I thought it was quite violent, but a lot of fun. I've never bored. I did enjoy it. I thought it was really good. And again, I can see why it would be up there with some of the best Westerns that have been made.
I was going to say, is it any more ridiculous than having, an orangutan as your wingman?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, true. That right turn. Yeah, Clive. Yeah. Absolutely. What was striking me as I was watching this is this. So this came out in 85, so it would have been shot in 84. So Heartbreak Ridge came out in 86, so it would have been shot in 85. And yet it looks to me like they've de-aged Clint Eastwood in this compared to that, because in that he looks like he's a really elderly man, whereas in this, and they're only a year apart, he still looks youngish. So that's what was really kind of blowing my mind a bit during this.
Hard living, Steve.
No,
well, I think they also
a really bad year. 85 must have been a rough one.
I think they also wanted him to look aged in Heartbreak Ridge, though.
Yeah,
the character was older. It's like he was supposed to be the wily veteran that's not even supposed to be in the service anymore, and it's
Gunny Tom Highway.
Yeah.
So he just seems, honestly, it looks like it's about 20 years apart, those two movies, not a year apart. So if it is makeup, then wow, they did a hell of a job on that. Or on this
acting.
He's an actor voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of course he hadn't done that. When he gets to Heartbreak Ridge, everything comes like this. Oh, yeah. He hadn't really spoken like that previously, so that was kind of weird. But anyway, so film really good and really enjoyed it. And I will watch this again and rewatch it and watch it. It's very, very good. Now, okay, so the video. Now it's an original camera negative. Warners have put it through their awesome remaster machine. However, I have to say, hand on heart, this is not as good a remaster as far as coming to it cold. I've got nothing to really compare it to than Josie Wales. Josie Wales is very, very sharp. As I said last week, 95% of its runtime. It looks crystal clear, razor sharp, looks amazing. This film does not benefit from the sharpness like Josie Wales does. For a lot of this film, it is quite soft. Now, I suspect, because of the shooting style, these are different cameras, different filming, techniques used. And of course, it might be, Deej, actually, you might have hit the nail on the head. It might be an aging thing. They were actually trying to make him look a bit younger, and maybe they shot it slightly softer to take off some of that. It could be, I don't know. It may be they thought, look, he's getting a bit old for this, and he's not going to carry off this role of preacher if it's razor sharp. Maybe they deliberately soft focused it. I don't know. But it is softer for most of the runtime. It's not distracting. It doesn't put you off. But when you just watch Josie Wales, it is noticeably different. But it does still benefit from all of the other things that Josie Wales did. So the colors are beautiful. I mean, the sky is beautifully blue. All the rusty brown kind of interiors and the clothing all looks great. Again, fluffy clouds. If you're a fluffy cloud fan, then this film is your bag, because you do just see these beautiful clouds floating against the blue sky, and you get kind of thing. And this, I think, was shot in Idaho. And I didn't know that. I looked it up on IMDb. And so the vistas look great. I mean, I think there are some beautiful shots of the mountains and everything in the background of the town. But yeah, those who are videophiles that want everything razor sharp, I think will be disappointed a little by this. But that's not to say it doesn't look good, and it does benefit from the HDR and the remaster is what I would say. Bear in mind, no frame of reference for it. The Atmos audio is very, very good, though. That's great. Again, same reason, lots of atmospherics, wind in the trees, birds chirping, the hooves of the horses sound really good. The gunshots are a bit 80s. So they're age, we've been watching more modern things recently. When the guns go off, they don't have the same heft and impact as some of the other Westerns out there, but it's still very, very good. And I'm still really glad we got it in Atmos. So very glad I bought the disc. Well worth picking up if you're a fan and if you haven't got it already. And John, put it on your Kaleidoscape list.
Yeah.
Because you'll be glad you did. I mean, you certainly, I can say without fear of being corrected, you'll have never seen it look as good as this. So It will be like watching it for the first time. And that's why it's so cool, that these movies are being given this kind of treatment. So yeah, definitely recommend it.
Yeah. And I think I talked about the Blu-ray last year when we were going through our Western little phase. I did Josie Wales and Pale Rider because I have them both on Blu-ray. But yeah, I'm, again, very keen on picking this up in 4K or getting it somehow in 4K. And
it's well worth it. I probably should mention there is some slightly icky stuff about very young women in this that he seems oddly attracted to, which I could have done without. But then that I think is probably of its time, not the 80s. Yeah. I mean of the period in which this is set, especially when the girl does say to him, "I'll be 15 next year," and he doesn't say to her, "You're too young for me, love." He says to her, you can't get married just yet. I'm busy. It's like, oh man, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, but again, it's a product of the time period it was depicting.
So that was a bit that they could have removed. Maybe
it is a bit creepy.
Well, also their mother wants him as well, and it's
right.
I mean,
he's a popular guy,
Needed another pass at the script on that, I think. Yeah. But anyway, very good film, and I really did enjoy it. So yeah, as a disc, if you love the film, go get it for sure.
Hey John, speaking of ages, when they filmed this, Heartbreak Ridge. Okay, we were talking about Heartbreak Ridge, which was filmed in '85. Clint Eastwood was our age.
Oh, was he?
He was 55. He was born in 1930.
55 and 85. Yeah.
Wow. He was 55.
And again, I would, venture to guess I look a little better than he did at 55.
Yeah, you do. Both of you.
It's crazy when you look at that. You're like, wow, he's going to be.
I put myself up on that high of a pedestal, but I don't look quite that old.
No. Yeah, his birthday is. He's going to be 95 on May 31st.
So maybe it was a little makeup.
Well, this is the thing. He's definitely. I mean, I don't know what would be the age that you would be drummed out of the military on age grounds. Because Heartbreak Ridge is all about age, isn't it? It's all about the young. The commander that hates him is because he thinks he's a relic and says, you should be placed in a glass case marked a break only in event of war. Right. And so he thinks he's a relic. He doesn't, So I don't know what age you'd be drummed out of the military. What age it would be you've now got to go. Or that there would be such a long time period that the new wave of commanders coming through would view you as a dinosaur. It calls him a dinosaur at one point.
Well, I think at that age, you should be sitting behind a desk, right?
Yeah.
Like,
mm-hmm.
That's, more.
Which, of course, his colleague in that film isn't he? And the only reason he hasn't been is it's a bit like Top Gun Maverick. He's just been busted too many times for disobeying the rules, so that he didn't get the desk job.
Right.
But yeah, he looks older than 55 in that film, I would say.
He does. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I was
they're
just
both
looking
good
at the
films.
movie poster. The movie poster they made, if you remember the black and white and everything, the contrast in that, they make them look, it's just like stone aged, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, such a good film. I reviewed that on the show as well. I reviewed the Blu-ray, didn't I, a while back of that one. No 4K release yet, although
Not
I
yet.
picked that one up tomorrow if they did, especially with the Warner's remaster machine.
Yeah, well, and hopefully, I mean, they seem to have gone back to his catalog a bit, so maybe.
Yeah, well, Warner's, if you're listening, we want the rest of the Dirty Harry films apart from Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would absolutely take oh my gosh, the plane one. Oh my god, Firefox.
Oh, Firefox.
Oh, yeah.
Although I bet the visuals would be dreadful. Can you imagine the effects on that?
Yeah.
I mean, remember you saying before, Deej, because you saw the Blu-ray version on Kaleidoscape.
Was it a
the
Blu-ray?
HD
Or,
version?
I think, yeah. I mean, I'll
Or
look.
was it all Kaleidoscape? And it's just like
it was
it's just
Kaleidoscape,
things
yeah.
on strings. So I'm sure that would look terrible in 4K.
Firefox.
But I love that film.
There it is.
Just so cool.
Yeah, I own it in HD on Kaleidoscape.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
Still
actually,
look
the
good.
Iger sanction will be good. I've got Escape from Alcatraz in 4K, but that's a Kino Lorber one. That's not a Warner's one.
Right.
But yeah, he's just so many good movies that he did. I mean, I don't know. Would you buy Any Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can in 4K?
I'd buy them.
I've got them
because I have a soft spot for them.
Yeah.
Bronco Billy is another one. I watched a bunch when I was a kid. You know, they're not great movies, but I just have a fondness for watching them with my dad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I only relatively recently bought Any Which Way But Loose, Any Which Way You Can. I only recently rewatched them. I've seen them millions of times as a kid.
Yeah, but I probably haven't seen them in 25 years. So.
Oh, need to fix that, John. They've got to be viewable somewhere. Yeah, they have not changed a bit.
Right.
I mean, and actually, I think even with modern sensibilities, they haven't really changed. You know, I don't think they're not. Yeah, they're not inappropriate, which a lot of things from that time kind of have.
Yeah,
they didn't seem to be to me. You know, like Cannonball Run and stuff. I mean, that's problematic. Smokey and the Bandit's quite problematic as well these days.
Right.
But actually, those don't seem to have been a problem. So there we go. But yeah, I don't know if I'd buy them in 4K.
I don't know.
Well, if you
I
own them
would,
in
but...
Blu-ray, if you've, I don't know that I would, but I don't own them at all. So if they were released, I would probably pick them up.
Yeah, those were Saturday afternoon, like you said, Saturday afternoon when my dad or something like on a rainy Saturday afternoon. You're like, oh, this is what's on. I'm like, an orangutan? What's going on here?
Philo Beto.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great stuff. Well, it was funny seeing the guy in Outlaw Josie Wales, the chap that plays the head of the Black Widows. He's in Josie Wales.
Is he?
I can't remember his actor's name, but that looked kind of weird.
Right.
Having seen those movies so many times and never seen Josie Wales, it was like, can't really take that character seriously.
Right.
Oh, there we go. Anyway, so very cool. Oh, actually, Carl says the Pentagon. Oh, generals can stay. Right. So here we go. So this is, of course, Carl's our resident military expert. So if you keep making rank, 33 years is the maximum time in the military. Okay. So generals can stay longer based on performance, but not much longer past the age of 60. Okay. So there we go. And then I don't know if this is breaching the Official Secrets Act. Pentagon extended me 1 year to 34 years, but that's because I had commander approval and I was needed for a project. Tell us all, Carl. No, don't. Get arrested. Don't tell us.
I haven't downloaded Signal yet, so let me do that.
No, you're all right. Pete'll add you. Pete'll add you. You'll be fine.
There you go.
Keep an eye on your phone. But actually, we shouldn't be saying this, guys. I'll never be allowed in the continental United States.
They won't even let you in the country.
Yeah. Bright side, we know you.
Yeah.
State your business.
State your business. But there we go. Right. Yeah. So very good, that film anyway. Looking forward to this. Right.
Yeah.
John.
You ready, John?
Yeah, sure.
All righty. Here we go.
All right. So this is a movie called The Damned, which is on Hulu here in the US. And I think Steve, you said it's not streaming anywhere in the UK. You have
Not
to
without paying for it.
you have to pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is a horror film that came out in 2024. Again, on Hulu, it is only in HD and 5.1 audio. After watching this last week and doing some digging, I don't think this exists on disc in any form currently, which is strange because it should be. This is a horror slash, I guess I would think more psychological horror slash suspense than an actual horror film. I think when I was talking to you last week before the show, Steve, it reminded me a bit of like the Blair Witch Project in the sense that most of the things that happened off screen and were stumbled upon later by the characters in the movie. So it builds a lot of tension, but there's no gore and there's no real scares that happen here. But I did find it pretty tense and pretty gripping throughout the film. This takes place in an Iceland fishing village in the late 1800s, so it's definitely a period piece. And like I said, I did find it pretty interesting and pretty tense. Now, if you would have asked me last week, or if I would have talked about this last week right after I watched it, because I watched it right before the show and I decided to save it for a week, I would have said last week that I was a bit disappointed with the ending. But having had a week or so to stew over it, I'm not so much anymore. I actually found it pretty satisfying. And I will probably watch this film again. And I would love to buy this on disc, mainly for the visuals here, because even though this was in HD on streaming, I mean, it takes place, again, in the 1800s in a very remote part of Iceland where it's just a lot of snow and mountains and ocean, and it looks gorgeous. And I can only imagine in 4K, it would be probably worth the price of owning just for that. But that being said, as a stream, it was not bad. You know, the visuals were pretty sharp still because it's a brand new movie. So even in HD, it looked pretty decent. And the audio, the same. It's a lot of wind whipping through, wooden huts and buildings and shutters and things, kind of all over the place. And the surround sound was pretty decent here. So overall, a pretty good experience. I know that you're looking to rent this, Steve. I do think you will enjoy this because I think it's right up our alley as far as movies of this genre. But I kind of hesitate to call it a horror. It's more suspense than anything. But definitely give it a watch. If you're here in the US, again, it's on Hulu for free. I guess in other places you have to rent it. I guess Jordan's saying it is actually available to stream on Now in the UK.
That's not one I've got.
Okay, but you don't. Steve doesn't have that.
I don't subscribe to that one. That's that's the one that runs the sort of the Max titles and stuff over here. Right. But it's not a good stream. Okay, well, I'm going to rent it, John.
I was hoping to pull the old VPN, find it on Disney Plus trick, because usually when something's on Hulu here, it's on Disney Plus in the UK with Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision, and I was hoping that would be the case for this, but it was not available. So
I will. I apologize to you publicly, John, because I did say last week I was going to see this.
It's completely. I'll let it go this time, Steve.
Don't let it happen again. They will have Deej in Spanish detention, and I'll be in, the Damned detention.
The Damned. You're right. Well, you'll be the Damned,
Iceland,
Steve, if it happens again. Yeah. So,
damn, Steve. But I will. I'm going to rent this and watch this because, again, the way you describe it is absolutely, my bag. And I think that some of the most effective horror is stuff that happens off screen because it lets your imagination then run riot. And this is why your comparison to the Blair Witch Project is perfect, because that film, you know, it's all in the imagination. There's nothing seen on screen in that movie at all. So yeah, no, I'm very, very curious about this.
And
so
this
yeah,
film,
I'll seek it out.
taking place in Iceland is interesting. Well, I guess it's just for the setting, but this is actually an Irish film. Like this is headed up by the Irish Film Commission in conjunction with I think a U.S. company, but it's definitely all the actors are Irish. You know, you could tell by the names in the cast and the performances. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, pretty interesting.
It's in English, is it, or is it subtitled? I think
it is in English. No, it is in English. There's no subtitles here, so you can watch it. And
sure, I will. I'll definitely rent it. I do want to see it. And again, if I hear of a Blu-ray or anything like that, I will pick that up for sure.
Like I said, I will as well. Again, more for the visuals than because again, I enjoyed the film, but after a first watch, a lot of the tension goes away. So it's you know, not something I would go to again and again necessarily, but I think it'll be a great watch on 4K or Blu-ray. So
yeah, nice. All
right. Let's see. All right. Steve, any preferences on
spin the dial? No, I'm okay. I'm all right. I mean, we could do, I suppose, because this one that people I know are really interested in, the one beginning with P. Well, we could do that one, or the other one. This is the one that I spent all that money on, so I ought to review it on the show. It's a weird thing, but DJ doesn't have the thing on it. Doesn't have the title on it.
Oh, let me see. Did we not find it?
It looks like a schematic. Yeah, is that in the middle there? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll do that one. You know what that one is? Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah, you would definitely have to tell us what that is.
Oh yeah, no, I know it's an animated menu. All righty. Okay.
This old house.
This old house. Actually, it's apt. Houses, people buying new houses, moving in,
There you go.
Okay, so this is the very expensive, at least to me, Panic Room on 4K UHD disc and in Dolby Atmos. Now it was released over here in a steelbook. I think it's the same in the US, but I might be wrong, but I think it was. So it's a steelbook over here, and I had only seen the movie once, I think, in theaters. I'd never owned it on DVD. I don't think it ever actually came out on Blu-ray, and it's kind of skipped Blu-ray and gone straight to 4K. So I missed the boat with the pre-orders, thought, well, it'll be all right. I'll just order it on the day when it comes out. It wasn't all right, and they sold out, and it would appear that this is just not getting a reprint anytime soon or a reissue, because you cannot find this on store shelves, as far as I'm aware, for love nor money. And boy, did I look. And I put in an order with an online retailer who was like, yeah, we'll get them. And after a month, they canceled it. So I went onto eBay and I paid £15 over the asking price of the disc had I bought it when it was out for pre-order. So I spent about £43 on it, which for me is a lot. It's not Lawrence of Arabia, but it's not a million miles away in terms of way over the odds. Now, so the movie, guys, I mean, I'm sure you've both seen it, but have you seen it very often?
No, maybe once or twice, and not for quite a while.
Yeah,
same here.
You've seen it, Deej. You have seen it. Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah. So like I said, I think I just saw it in theaters and that was it. And of course, that would explain why, if it's not been freely available on home media for whatever reason, that would explain it. So I really enjoyed this. I seem to remember in theaters thinking it was okay, but not one of Fincher's best. Certainly not up there with Seven and things like that. I mean, Fight Club and movies like that. And so I was. I remember thinking it was good, but not great. So watching this felt like watching it for the first time, and I did enjoy it a lot more. It is a really very well made movie and a well delivered film. I mean, this is one of those Fincher movies where it's like clockwork. Like, this thing is precision engineered. I mean, this is polished and burnished as a movie. And I'm not talking necessarily visually or audio yet. In terms of the story, to an absolute nth degree, every word, every camera move, everything just looks and seems to have been choreographed like a Swiss watch. And I've read something separately since this that confirms what I thought. So I did enjoy it. It's more violent than I remember. It's funnier than I remember. I mean, Jared Leto's in this. You've got Forrest Whitaker in this, and obviously Jodie Foster and a very young Kristen Stewart. And it's actually a really interesting, really intriguing film that you cannot take your eyes off of. So if like I hadn't seen it for a long time. If you get a chance to revisit it, guys, it is well worth seeing again. This might be a forgotten sort of Fincher masterpiece, maybe. It's very well done. And there is a sequence in this in slow motion, which I won't spoil too much because obviously people haven't seen it or haven't seen it for a long time. There's a slow motion sequence in this which had me holding my breath at how this was mounted, and that's very, very rare. Genuinely, like, what is going to happen? So yeah, well worth revisiting. Now, the good news is the 4K video on this is exceptional. Now, again, a bit like Seven. Fincher obviously makes movies that are dark and will certainly have lots of dark sequences. This movie is pretty much a movie about darkness, and the way in which the camera moves. And again, I remember I said to you a couple of weeks back about I always remember the shot of the camera going through the handle of a kettle, and it's an unbroken shot, so it goes through. But I had forgotten that it goes through stair spindles. Deej, you probably don't want to see any more of those.
Nope.
But it goes through stair spindles. The camera goes through floors. So you've got characters on floor one, and then the camera pans up through the floor. I mean, obviously it's CG, but through the floor, and then in an unbroken shot, and then comes to characters above, and then goes back down. And so all of that just looks amazing. The shadow details in this film are some of the best you'll see. I mean, it's beautiful. It's three-dimensional. It looks phenomenally good. So the video is awesome. The Atmos audio, again, similarly excellent. And for most of the film, it is a movie about subtlety. Again, it's one of those Atmos tracks. It's about creating a mood. It's not bang, crash, wallop. It's about you hearing the creaking of floors, creaking of characters walking above you, the movement and the swooshing of the camera as it goes through the floor, as it moves through walls and again through the kettle. The swoosh of the subtle swoosh noise as it goes through, and that moves right around the room. There are storms outside. You can hear the wind and the rain above you and all around you. It's not perhaps it's not individual demo material. You're not going to pull certain scenes out of this and go, right, just check this out. But the whole movie just creates this atmosphere of things going on and movement and everything. Oh, it's great. It's a really good track. So very, very good video, very, very good audio. Well worth seeing, guys. It really is. I think this is an excellent film. Way better than I remember it being. And if you're not going to pay the earth for it, then you can get it for the right price, or if it's on Kaleidoscape Deej for a sensible price, then it's worth revisiting, and I think you'll have a great time with it. This is one of those movies that back in the day, Deej, you'd have spent 3 hours putting up various scenes because there's so much in it, so much subtlety to it. That's the sort of thing you would have broken down back in the day. You'd have spent 3 hours at least on this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's on Kaleidoscape for $15. 4K, Atmos, Dolby Vision. Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Well, there we go. Absolutely. Jordan's taking me to task in the chat.
Yeah.
Panic Rooms only on 4K Steelbook, numerous countries. Steve must have forgotten that before this released. I tried to warn him. It best to pre-order. All right. So yeah, but I'm very glad I picked it up, and it was worth the extra money, I think, because it really is very, very good indeed. So yeah, well recommended, this one.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. I kept meaning to buy it, but I was like, I don't have time. I didn't have even when it first dropped. I remember when it dropped on Kaleidoscape, I was like, oh, I was all excited, and I didn't get time to get to it, but yeah, and now where I'm not going to have a theater at all, I'm like, oh boy,
$62 on eBay. So
62. Oh,
yeah.
Geez. So what's that? That's, well, it's probably actually
61,
48,
actually,
49
yeah.
pounds. Yeah. So, I mean, that is kind of silly money. I mean, it's
Christ.
a really good audio video and a good film, but
Yeah.
it's not worth that. Don't go spending that.
Yeah. Well,
They may reissue it. They may reissue it at some point anyway, because it has been one of those movies that's been very popular. And they did with Lawrence of Arabia in the end, didn't they? So
right.
they may well do it with this as well. Very cool addition to the collection. And I like the fact it's been so long since I've seen it and it wasn't on Blu-ray, because it's just we've just gone straight to the kind of best of the best. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, save your $47 and put it towards the Kaleidoscape.
Well, yeah, and then I'll buy it for $15.
That's what I mean. It's like, that's
done.
$47 right there saved.
Look at that. Only 2,953 plus tax to go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. On your screen, definitely. I got a email from Vince saying he said, "Hey DJ, happy Memorial Day. I went ahead and set up my Strato M just so I could compare it to a UHD Blu-ray of the same movie. I used Top Gun Maverick for the comparison. I am including a link to the 2 videos. I shot these using the Pro video setting on my Galaxy S25 Ultra phone, set to 4K UHD with HDR at 60 frames per second. The files were too big to send as an attachment, and when I tested these links myself on my iPad, there was a lot of buffering and digital artifacting. If you have a good video card on your computer, it should play better for you. I also attached a couple of screenshots. Although I could see a slight difference, I don't know if it's worth $1,000 worth of difference to make me want to go to the E. I can buy a bunch of movies with that extra 1K, like I mentioned in my earlier email. I sit 9 feet from my 77-inch OLED, so the 4K resolution is not as much of a difference maker for me as it would be for someone with a larger display or screen. My return window for the M runs until June 4th, so I'm going to do some additional comparisons, but at this point, I'm thinking about sticking with the M. Here are the links to the videos. Have a great week. Let me see if I can pull up the screenshots that he did. Yeah. So here is pull these up. Boom. So that's the disc right there, and then you look. That's the Kaleidoscape version. So I looked at you're looking at them on YouTube and you're not going to see much difference at all. You just get
exactly the same, really.
Exactly. And I even went in and you look at the detail in his face and stuff. The Kaleidoscape is, obviously the lesser of the resolutions, but all the detail of his pores, of the stubble on it, the little bit of stubble on his face, anything like that, nothing is lost. You'd be you got to stick your nose up to it to see a difference, like he was kind of saying. So, it is one of those things that, it's going from the M to the V, the M to the E. You really have to have a large screen to have a noticeable difference. But yeah, so I've seen other people saying the same thing. And I think, Mike Schramm's considering sticking with the M as well. Same idea. It's like, because you do, it's $1,000 and that can go towards
a lot of
movies and other things. And if you don't really need to, if you don't have a screen size that would demand the resolution, there's really not a need to do it, because you're getting everything else. And that's the same idea with John's article too. The higher bit rate you're looking for too. So, but yeah, so it was interesting. Yeah. Interesting to see what people are doing and how people are handling it. Because, it's funny. We talk, people joke on the show, in the chat and stuff, where like Kaleidoscape this, Kaleidoscape that. But it's like, think about their products, whether you buy one or not. It's like their products are they're educating us. It's creating conversation. Like, why would you need that? Well, here's the answer. how many people know more about stuff like this than they did before the E came out or the M came out and all that. It's interesting, really interesting. So, all right, let's see what would you like next, Steve?
Well, John, you got one? Do you want to?
I've got only one more, so if you want to do it,
who went last?
Do you want me to?
Well, Steve
I
did,
went
but
last.
you've got
Steve
several
went last.
still. So
Is that the one you want to do?
I mean, I can. That's the only other one I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I lost track.
It's all right. No
Very
problem.
easy for me right now. All right, here we go. John's up.
Yeah. Okay. So last week I talked about the series on Netflix, Kingdom, which was the Korean zombie series, and being disappointed that there didn't seem to be a season 3 on the horizon. And then I discovered there's a movie on Netflix that was released after season 2. It came out in 2021. This is called Kingdom, A Sheen of the North. This serves as a prequel to the series, but also sets up the antagonist for what would be season 3. This character called Asheen. And so I don't know if we're ever going to get it because it was still 4 years ago, but this shows that there were definitely plans at least to keep going because again, this definitely set up the events for season 3. So fingers crossed that it comes eventually. But anyway, so this was it's a standalone film in the sense that you could watch it without having seen the series because it is a prequel and does kind of give the story of the first people infected with this zombie virus and how that came about. So it's must viewing if you watched the series because it definitely furthers the story. I really enjoyed it. Not quite as much as the actual show, and probably just because of the abbreviated time constraints of a hour and 33-minute movie versus 6 episodes of a season. I do like the longer form storytelling, but this was very satisfying in the world of Kingdom. And so again, worth a watch. As far as the home theater components, again, this followed season 2, so we did get Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos and full 4K. And again, this looks great. It looks fantastic on Netflix, and the Atmos again is very nice here. Again, a lot of surround zombie sounds to partake of, and cool. Just really, really good. I enjoyed it overall. I recommend anybody that is into this kind of thing to find this series on Netflix. Again, it will be a bummer if we don't get more of it, but it's still worthy. It's still a worthy watch. So definitely, I definitely recommend it. So,
well, I'll second your recommendation from last week of the series Kingdom as well, because I'm now just about to start episode 5 of season 1, and we were talking before the show, and I agree with everything you said. It's really good, brutal,
very brutal, very brutal. This is not American.
Perfect for Steve.
Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter kind of how vulnerable you are, whether you're elderly or you're a baby, you're getting dead. And so it pushes it a bit, but it's very, very good. And I've downloaded this now. Interestingly, John, this on Netflix in the UK is called a special episode.
It says that on like in the title card when you start watching it. It does say a special episode of Kingdom, and it uses the same intro to the show.
Right. So it really is.
It really is part of the story. Actually, even here it says special.
Oh yeah,
like special. So it really could be treated as another. Oh well, hell, even here in the description, now that I'm reading it, in this special episode of Kingdom. So it really was meant to be the bridge between season 2 and season 3. So again, why we haven't gotten it, I have no idea, but again, fingers crossed. So,
yeah, well, I'm really enjoying it. I'll definitely go through season 1 and 2 and then watch this. Like I said, I've downloaded them to my phone already, ready for next week. So yeah, I'm looking forward. If I haven't already watched it by then, because I am going through them. I downloaded season 1 and 2 and the movie to watch next week, and I'm already on episode 5.
Right.
So,
so you're on with season 1 already.
May have to download something else for next week. But yeah, no, it is very, very good. Yeah, really well done. Beautiful looking series. Even season 1, which I know you said is only 1080p, but it looks amazing, especially the daylight stuff. I mean, the detail on the costumes and all that kind of stuff is great. And the detail even on the zombies, they all look pretty horrible.
They do.
So, it's really good series. Well worth seeing. Deej, I know you're not a zombie guy. You need not apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for those that like this kind of thing, this is definitely worth seeing. And on Netflix too, you pay your subscription. It's just sat there.
Right.
It's well worth seeing. And it does try and do something different with zombies, because I mean it's a well-worn genre, everybody's kind of seen them, but this, again, as we were saying before the show, tries to do something a little bit different with them. They are not your typical zombies. Things are different with them, and apparently things are going to be different again.
I'll say there's more to come.
Yeah, so it's well worth seeing. If you can't wait for 28 years later coming at the next month, then this will do you till then.
Nice. All right. Let's see. All right. Steve, your choice.
Yeah, take your pick. Just spin the dial. Unless you want to do the two that we were talking about earlier and get those out of the way.
Yeah.
There's 2 of those and they're of a piece. So we could do those.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me move these.
That's your
together.
first one on the left. That's it. There we are. Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to move it. Why isn't it letting me move it?
Need ninja skills, that's why.
That's weird. How come I can't move these now?
Oh, all right.
That's weird. Let me try something.
Yeah, do it. No worries. Please hold. Your call is important to us.
Well, while we're waiting, TSG posed a question down here in the chat about Fountain of Youth on Apple TV. I did see this, TSG. I thought it was fun and enjoyed it. Will not be talking about it much more on the show.
I mean, with faint praise, John.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's dollar store Indiana Jones, right? But but it was fun. But this is on Apple TV. It had all the Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, and all that. I watched this in the bedroom with my wife, so we didn't have the surround sound, just the Dolby Vision, and it looked great, as you would expect. But it was fun, but nothing to write home about. So
yeah, I've been put off by all the reviews. Just everyone seems to say it's just So it's like, well, in a week when there was so much good stuff,
it's a romp. Like I said, it's just a fun popcorn thing. But
there we go.
My
take anyway.
All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Let's go.
Okie dokie. So this then it's just cool to say it.
Yeah.
There aren't many things that it just sounds cool. Doesn't matter what the film's like. This is Batman Ninja. And whoever came up with that title is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
Children of the 80s, that's Batman Ninja. What more do we need? So this is from 2018. It's on Blu-ray and in 5.1 DTS HD master audio. And I've had this film for a while, and for reasons I'll explain in a minute, I decided this week I needed to rewatch it. And this was the first time in the cinema room. The last time I saw this was watching it in the front room on a 46-inch TV with stereo sound on Blu-ray, but that was it. For reasons I can't remember. I don't think the cinema room had been finished, or maybe it hadn't been calibrated at that point. I don't know. But anyway, this was the first time watching it on a bigger screen and in proper surround. And you guys have seen this, haven't you? You were saying? Yes. Okay, good. Because again, Batman Ninja. How could you not have done?
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Yeah, and so it's a bonkers, very standalone tale, at least initially, of Batman being transported to feudal Japan for reasons. And when he gets there, lo and behold, some familiar Gotham faces are already there and are and have been similarly mangafied and feudal Japan like characters, and then the tale unfolds. It's bananas. And it is bonkers, and it's very Japanese. And funny enough, I read this week somewhere that so obviously it was initially in the Japanese language, and when they decided to dub it into English to produce this version, there was only an 8-page script. So the anime version has very little dialogue. The Japanese one has very little dialogue. Everything that happens was just visual. And when you watch it knowing that, you can see the bits where they've added dialogue. So they're from the backs of characters. So they're talking, but of course in the actual thing, their lips aren't moving because they've added dialogue to try and make it make sense with varying degrees of success. So it is bananas and it's bonkers, but it's really, really enjoyable. And I did enjoy it second time around more than lots of the DC animated stuff, because I love the design. I love how this looks. I love the Joker's kind of feudal design. I love how, Batman's ultimate costume. And I just really like the world in which they've done this. So I thoroughly enjoyed the second time round. The video, bear in mind, it's only 1080p, is very colorful. It looks, when the fights are going on, it looks really good. And so it leaps off the screen. Not quite as good as the one I'm going to talk about in a minute, but it still looks really good. I think the audio is a bit hit and miss. It starts off quite quiet, and I thought initially, oh, okay, this is all going to be really front heavy. But as the movie goes on, it suddenly begins to become a bit more enveloping and gets better as it goes on. And by the time we get to the big sort of action sequences, it then sounds a lot better. But it's never going to rival your Hollywood blockbuster. It's just not. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and it was a lot of fun second time around. What did you guys think of it when you saw it, from what you remember?
Same. I mean, it's been a while, so I don't remember all of it. But yeah, I remember just having a great time with it and thinking it was super fun, So
yeah, same thing. It's like I watched it, like I said before the show, John and I had DC Universe, and I got into all of the DC animated series movies, and this is one of my favorites. But the Batman, what was it? Batman Gaslight. What was that one?
Gotham by Gaslight.
Gotham by Gaslight. Ripper, that was really good. I mean, there's so many great, weird takes that you'd be like, what is this? And then I remember this was probably the first one that I did, because I was like, Batman Ninja, just like you said, Steve, like that's an awesome title, and
how can you not watch it once you see that?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they're so much fun. It's like, and I remember they came out, some of them are coming out in 4K. You could get a 4K version of, I own a few of them on disc. Yeah, and you'd be like, "Oh, what do you need 4K animation?" That's how I was, and then you see them.
I think Killing Joke for sure. I have in 4K. Yeah.
But this one's on Kaleidoscape. I haven't gotten it yet. It's on Kaleidoscape 4K with SDR. But I mean, I've seen their stuff before with that. But they are so much fun.
Well, this one they really took a swing. I mean, it's a real kind of out there premise, but perfect for this sort of thing. I mean, who would have thought it? But the anime and Batman, and then this kind of again ninja stuff would go that way. It's just bonkers, but it works. And even with and we're going to talk about one in a minute that's even more Japanese than this, that really does go for off the deep end. It's still, never less than fun. I mean, I don't know who voices the Joker in it, but I thought that he was really, really good. I mean, it's not Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, that's for sure, doing these two, but still very, very enjoyable. And as I said, I just like the costume. So much so afterwards, I actually looked to see if you could get, a maquette of the Batman Ninja thing, but I couldn't find one. At least not what I'm prepared to pay for. But it's good. It's well worth picking up.
We got Greg the Awesome Ninja in the chat. I actually named this movie in middle school while creating my YouTube name. True story.
Well, there we go. Well, good to know if you've seen the second one then.
So here you go. There you go.
Okay,
Bring
so
it up
moving
the second one.
swiftly onwards. All right, so the reason I watched that one is because I bought this week, and it's been out here for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I just picked it up as a back catalogue release yesterday, in fact, just because I had some spare cash and thought I would. So this then is Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League, not the Justice League, the Yakuza League,
Yeah.
and this is in 4K UHD. Dolby Digital. So yeah, it's weird.
What?
Something's happened with the. I know you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, it's very strange. And both the Japanese version is in stereo, Dolby Digital stereo, and then the English version is in Dolby Digital. There is no DTS HD. Don't know why. Apparently, the Blu-ray does have the DTS HD master audio track, but for reasons this one doesn't.
That's strange.
Yeah, it's weird, but it does upmix rather well to Dolby Surround, which I'll talk about in a minute. So this is the sequel to Batman Ninja, surprisingly enough. And this is brand new. This is like this year, maybe tail end of last year, beginning of this year, brand spanking new. And as I say, in 4K. The story this time then, it's Batman and family, and they do call them the Batman family quite a bit of this, get back to Gotham, having survived the events of Batman Ninja, spoiler alert, and find that things are not as they expect, and things have gone a bit strange. And again, for reasons, they end up going back to the feudal Japan era, and to find that the land is being ruled by various evil Yakuza who just happen to be very similar to certain Justice League characters. So you've got, none of them are called their actual names, but you've got Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and Green Lantern. They have got some rather amusing Japanese variations of their names, though, which I can't remember. But even though I only watched it earlier today, but they are quite funny. And there are some there are some bits in it that I think, in any other hands other than Japanese people making it, would be a bit racist. Okay, because for instance, Aquaman, instead of riding big sharks, I swear to you guys, he turns up on koi carp. Which I thought was very funny, but borderline racist if it's not coming from Japanese people.
Oh God!
Anyway, so giant koi he rides on. Just bonkers. So the story then is absolutely bananas. I mean, the core story is great, and it is exactly the same. So you've then got Batman trying to take on the various members of the Yakuza League, which is fun. But it takes some strange tangents, guys. And if you've been a fan of this stuff from the 80s in terms of anime and comic characters as well, it takes some weird turns, including an 80s inspired music video with can you remember the days of videos? If you had Paulie set up heads on your VCR, you get a line along the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this one goes into a music video.
Tracking line.
The line along the bottom. Yeah, the tracking. Yeah, the heads were. So you got the tracking line along the bottom. And it takes some really strange, tangents.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. And when the action kicks off, and of course it's more modern animation than 2018. This is all newer animation. It looks straight up fabulous with how they've done this stuff. And the fights are brilliantly three-dimensional, and it's really good. And there are some other characters that are not there that show up that I'm not going to spoil. But some of it is really, really cool. I prefer this one to the other one, even though it's even more bananas than the last one, because I like what they've done with these characters. And again, you can see the design there, the Japanese inspired designs of characters we all know, which are really cool. So I really did enjoy the movie. It's about an hour and a half long, so it's a bit longer than the other one. The other one was about an hour and 20. So this is an hour and 30, and really, really enjoyable. You've got all the Bat family, all the various Robins that I had to use you guys and your superior knowledge to tell me who they were. But if you're a DC fan and you'll get it more than I did. I mean, I was a bit weirded out that Robin was calling one of the characters Grandpa, which I thought was a bit odd. But anyway, I think I worked it out. So very, very enjoyable. Now, the most important thing for this, though, is the difference the 4K UHD HDR pass makes with this kind of animation. This, chaps, looks beautiful. And I don't use that word lightly. Now, okay, there are different types of animation. The 80s style music video goes old school, all right, so they are messing around with it. But the vast majority of this done with modern animation is stunningly good. Some of the best animation I've ever seen in my home theater. It is exceptional. The colors are off the charts. The detail level, even bearing in mind that this is, some of it's hand drawn, is just ludicrously good. And as they introduce the characters, because of course it's Japanese, isn't it? So they can't just have someone come on and say who they are. You've got to get a little title card, with their thing. It's again that Japanese, and they've got sort of, and it's like, like you get trading cards that have got like the embossed kind of, you'll know, John, I know.
Yeah.
You as well, but I'm sure you get that have got like that silvery kind of gold leaf embossed stuff. So when the cards come on, they move like that, and they've got the same sort of embossed kind of silvery gold look to them, which just looks awesome. With the wider color gamut, again, the spectral highlights on it just look amazing, and it's like almost to the point where I nearly took screenshots of it, for use on my phone, because they're so good. It looks absolutely phenomenal. So the video is just brilliant. And again, if you've seen any of the others, guys, this looks to be a completely new version of anime in 4K. It looks gorgeous. And I don't say that lightly. It's just stunning. Now, the audio, Dolby Digital. When was the last time we listened to a Dolby Digital track on anything?
Yeah.
Years, I think, from what I can, remember. And yet it does up mix to Dolby Surround fairly well. So there is bass, believe it or not. It's quite a crude track because it's Dolby Digital, and I think you can tell that it's not that smooth envelopment, even with Dolby Surround. There's only so much it can do. You can only polish a turd so much. so it's not as enveloping as the best mixes, but it is good. And there is swooping from front to back. There are overhead effects. There's all kinds of things moving around. When Flash is zipping about, you hear it and feel it, and there's panning left and right. But it is a bit cruder as a soundtrack than what we're used to. But it doesn't ruin the experience. It's just weird that it's Dolby Digital. I didn't think people were still mixing in Dolby Digital, but there we go. So, but don't let that put you off. It's an awesome movie and it looks fantastic. So, guys, you two being you two, should make a beeline for this if you can, and if it's on Max or whatever is over
not
there.
yet. I just looked.
Okay. Well, if and or when it drops, then do yourselves a favor, whack this on your big screens, with your, with your Lumagen Deeds, and that's just gonna, and with Dolby Vision, John, I think this is Dolby Vision. It will just blow your mind. You will love how this looks, even if you're not quite as bowled over by the audio. But I honestly had the biggest, dopiest grin on my face. Well, as soon as it started, it's like, oh my goodness me, wow. I'm surprised more people haven't been shouting this from the rooftops, to be honest, next to Batman, because they really should have been, because it's absolutely awesome. It really is an experience. So, cool. As soon as I'd seen it, I thought, right, that's going in the show, because people need to know. There aren't many reviews online for it. Blu-ray.com haven't reviewed it, it would seem. So, definitely fix that if you can, guys.
Yeah.
Will do.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
The animated stuff that I've seen in 4K with HDR is really good. I can't think of the titles that I own off the top of my head, but I'm like, I know I've seen it and been like, I didn't think it would be that big of a difference, because animation is so, there's, it's flat, a lot of them are, it's just, you're not going to see textures in the face. You're not going to see all the things that we look for, the details in the shadows. You're not going to see all that. So I was like, what's the big deal? But then when you see it and you're like, oh my God, the colors pop, everything, that HDR, because of the contrast that those colors provide, or the way the page is drawn, if you will, whatever. But it's like, it just looks so good. And it's like, I was blown away, and I really didn't think it was going to be that big of a difference. With animation, like how much detail can there be, but it really is really, really good. Makes a difference. So,
yeah, well, it certainly does with this, this one in particular. I've got all those. I think I've got most of them on Blu-ray, I think, You know, I've got, you know, Batman Returns, Dark Knight Returns, and I've got Gotham by Gaslight, and, you know, all of those ones. But this is a very different animal. It really is. This is the sort of thing that maybe they've been moving towards for a long time, because it's exceptional, guys. I can't, honestly, I'm running out of superlatives. It just the video, if nothing else, is
if it was on Kaleidoscope, I'd already have it. I would have been, you know, I would have rung this one up.
Jordan's saying it
a while ago
on physical media since the 15th of April in the US. So
yeah,
I thought it would have landed on Kaleidoscope by now.
Yeah, I thought so, but
yeah, I must admit, I thought it had been out here longer than 5th of May. Oh well, I wasn't that late to the party then.
Whoops. Batman, no, that's Ninja, not Minja.
Did Greg, if he's listening, Greg, have you seen this one yet? But the first one's one that you named yourself after, and do yourself a favor and make a line for this. You will love this, even though it does go bonkers.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes. I'm hoping Studio Ghibli films get the 4K treatment soon. Oh, okay. Well, Greg, if you get a chance to see this, if you haven't seen it, go. You know, pick it up, give it a watch. You'll be very glad you did. I don't know if it's available to rent, streaming. I mean, it's not as good, but
it's on Prime Video for $6 to rent.
Oh, that's quite
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's $26 for the Blu-ray. I mean, for the 4K disc on Amazon.
How much? 26.
26. Yeah.
I've got some 19.99 here, so it's about what?
So it's about the same.
Yeah. So Greg says I have not. I'm binging all the Batmans right now, and we'll add this. Do it, Greg. You'll love it. Let us know what you think of it. All right, buddy. Come on, let us know when you finish. I need someone else to talk to about this because of how bananas it is.
I know what one of the ones I do have is Batman Hush. That one is 4K. That was good.
I've got that 4K.
That is, I don't own it on Kaleidoscope in 4K, but it is on Kaleidoscope in 4K HDR. But then there's, you know, do they have Batman?
I thought all of these came out on like Max in the US. Is that not right? Do they not?
No, they do. Max has most of them, but it'll still have its disc release window before it comes to.
Oh, okay. No, well, fair enough.
They have Kaleidoscope has Gotham by Gaslight in 4K with HDR. That one I might pick up. They're really good. I love those movies. Batman first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's coming out that's got a release over here. I think coming soon. Yeah. I was listening to the Partners in Crime TMNT song a little bit earlier today. Oh, that takes me back to the 90s. 1990. Goodness gracious me.
Yeah.
So only 35 years ago. God, jeez. But yeah, so as I say, guys, if you do see this, please let me know what you think about it. And I need to talk to someone about how off the wall it is. Because you've got Battle of the Planets, you've got all kinds of it just goes crackers.
Nice. Cool.
So yeah. All righty. But there we go.
All right. So that's all right. Let's see. Well, it's right about that time. Do you want to do another one?
Yeah, do another one if you want to squeeze one in, or we can because it's going to be a couple of weeks before I'm next appearing. So we can do another one if you want to pick another one.
You want to wrap this one up since it's topical?
Yeah. And this is one you guys could talk about because you both watched this fairly recently, I think.
Yep.
Righty.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, so this is not that you'd know from that image necessarily. Another animated menu, fellas. Yeah. This is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. We're still waiting for Part 2.
Yeah.
I might have to wait quite a while for that.
Yeah.
In fact, I noticed, funny enough, they've online, they've removed Part 1.
Right.
So Netflix has got it over here, and it just says Dead Reckoning. It doesn't say Part 1 anymore. So they've just quietly moved that.
Yeah, I saw something online where IMDb still has it as Part 1. They still list it that way.
But so they've done what they did with Edge of Tomorrow, isn't it? Just subtly start calling it Live, Die, Repeat. Yeah. And so this is what they're doing with this. Well, we'll just call it, Dead Reckoning. So yeah, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, 4K, UHD, Dolby Atmos, all that stuff. And yes, I have reviewed this on the show before, and you guys have as well, I think. So I think we kind of all have. And I watched this in the build up to looking forward to going to see obviously Final Reckoning this week, albeit, as I said, with problems. So I'll have to catch that again at some point. So this then is, I mean, the movie is still very enjoyable. I think it does have some issues. I noticed more issues. This is, I think, the third time I've seen it now. And I've noticed more issues this time than I have in the past. I think the story doesn't really hang together. Not that I think it's these newer ones do. And again, Macquarie, in this interview I was talking about earlier, has said this week that they literally, what I thought they did, which is they come up with an idea for a sequence. So in this case, we'll do a bike jump off a mountain, and then they write the story around that sequence. So they just fit it in. But also, interestingly, that what I didn't know, they shoot them and then work out in what order they'll go in the movie. So they'll shoot the desert sequence, and they'll shoot the bike sequence, and then they'll go, right, is that at the beginning, the middle, or the end? Oh, well, I don't know, let's work it out. And then they work it out afterwards. So all that's done after the fact, which I think is a very risky proposition with a $400 million movie.
Yeah.
But you know, but that's what they do. And this was confirmed in this interview. He said, well, yeah, we'll shoot it and work it out after.
I feel like it'd be like
Cavalier, isn't it?
Yeah, like get to a certain point in the movie. Oh my God, we forgot to put this stunt in. We shot it and we forgot to add it to the story.
Well, he in fairness, he says in this, because the interviewer puts to him that sometimes they will shoot the scene and then think, yeah, exactly that. We didn't put it in. Well, we'll save that for the next film, and they'll use it in the next one.
Oh my God!
I mean, you know, I suppose if they keep giving them money for it, then they'll just keep doing it. But what a cavalier way to use $400 million. But anyway, no wonder Cruise got upset. Anyway, so so this film, I mean, I think the story doesn't really hang together. There are issues, but it's a thrilling movie. You know, I mean, the opening subsequence is really, really good. Although I think we all know what's going to happen even before we've seen it. Subsequence is really good. The desert sequence is great. The car chase, the extended chase in Rome. It is in Rome again, isn't it? I think. Is fantastic. And then of course we get the sequence and the train towards the end. But I did enjoy it. And again, this is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. And oh, by the way, also in this interview, Chris Macquarie says, he said after because this film failed at the box office, this was a flop. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars on this. And we had that discussion, didn't we, about whether it was a flop or not, but it was a flop and they lost money on it. And he says in this interview, it's well worth listening to, they learned their lessons from this. So the film they've just done, so Final Reckoning is tight and has been edited judiciously to get it down to a manageable, sensible run time of 3 hours and 49 minutes. The interviewer almost like spits his drink out as he says it. We tightened this up. So anyway,
it made it longer.
It was going to be otherwise. It was a 6-hour version, you know. So anyway, so it does still, it rattles along. The 2 hours 45 minutes flies by. I think as long as you're not thinking too carefully about it, it's fine. And Cruise, of course, is so watchable that and the sequences are fine. That the story is almost incidental, I would say. So I really enjoyed it. Video, beautiful. I mean, it's razor sharp. It's Paramount disc. I mean, there's no issues with the video, and I think the audio is very, very nice. I don't think it's quite demo material, not quite. It's very, very good, but I still think there's tracks that have come out recently that are better than this. The subsequence at the beginning is very, very nice with all the audio, obviously all the pinging and all the movement of the water and everything around it. There's some nice bass when what happens to the sub happens. And the car chase is really, really good. And obviously all the car, and I mentioned that last time, and the base of this big thing that's chasing them is really good. But I personally wouldn't dig this out as a demo disc either. I wouldn't say to someone, with all the movies that I've got, you guys have got, I wouldn't be pulling this off the shelf to say, listen to this above Warfare, above, you know, Civil War, above Fury Road, above, you know, Pacific Rim and all those movies, Wolfman even. I would be choosing those over this in terms of demos, but that's not to say it doesn't look great, sound great, and isn't a really enjoyable experience. But so that's what I would say about this. Thoughts?
I really enjoyed it when I haven't seen this in a few months. And I was, you know, I think I watched it, I don't know, few months ago, getting ready for the latest. But I remember seeing it at home and being like literally blown away by the picture compared to what I saw in the theaters last year. And that, like you said, that desert scene is just so good. And it, that to me was a great, HDR scene. It was all very difficult, and it's so bright, but there's so much detail. The scene, there's a dark scene when he's what was it at the beginning? He's in I forget the messenger was supposed to be bringing him the message or whatever. And it's like, he's in the shadows. Yeah. And he's in the shadows. There's a lot of detail in that. But I mean, just these movies in general, I just love these movies. So they're just so much fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see the latest one. I know people have been saying it's not very good. The story is weird. I don't know, but I'm waiting to make my own.
You want to get some tickets for that, Deej?
Yeah, exactly. I'm supporting it as best I can,
Yeah. I mean, it won't be a flop. Thanks to you.
Thanks to me. Yeah. I should call ahead and order my popcorn too, and just that way they can get their concession money as well.
I mean, this one has not been a flop, of course. The new one, is it? Dead Reckoning's been Final Reckoning. Sorry, Final Reckoning has been a franchise best 70 million opening weekend or something.
Oh, really?
So it looks as though, I mean, they're going to have to go some to make the money back. But it does. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it properly. Like I said, my experience with it was poor. Very poor. So I don't feel like I've seen it. I really don't. And someone asked me today, have you seen it? I'm like, no.
You're looking forward to having the experience enhanced per se
by the delivery system. Absolutely.
By the delivery system. There you go.
So, that's the one. So yes, I am looking forward to watching it properly.
Yeah.
But it is good, and again, the disc is worth picking up. I mean, people listening to this will have got it by now, I'm sure. But if you're hanging out for a box set, then you'll enjoy this one when you get to it, I would say. And you enjoyed it, didn't you, John? Because you did them all again in the build up to this one, didn't you?
I did them all in the build up to seeing this. I have only seen this in the theaters. I have not seen it at home. Don't own it yet. So I can only talk about the theater experience, that I talked about a year ago. But I do recall, from what I remember of it, having some issues with the story, like you said. But the stunts are the stunts, and it's a fun action movie for sure. I will definitely pick it up at some point. I just haven't bought it yet.
I think it's on Netflix over here. So if you want to revisit it just to see it.
Oh, I'm sure it's on something here. I just don't know what.
I'm surprised it's not on Paramount Plus. You'd have thought it would be on that, wouldn't you? Really, but it's on Netflix here. Yeah. So but yeah, no, it was good. It's a fun time. Cruise does this stuff in his sleep, doesn't he? Really? So crazy. I am, and again, I'm looking forward to properly rewatching it when it comes out. I don't think I will go back to see it again at the cinemas because it's not worth that. Can I borrow your tickets, Deej? You're not using them.
Oh, they've already been used. There's empty seats and all these, showings. Be like, look at this place. It's empty. Nobody's coming to see it. Yeah, they are. Those seats are paid for.
Looks like it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. John said, so Greg says, if I remember properly, John, I think you really hated the name The Entity.
You're right. I did. And I still do.
Yeah. That's Greg.
You do remember it rightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some critics here that have had some issues with it.
Yeah. It just seems so uninspired. Like, come on.
Yeah. It's a bit like unobtainium, isn't it? In Avatar. Right. What do we call this stuff you can't get anywhere else? Unobtainium. Yeah, that'll do.
Well,
yeah.
It's a lack of imagination.
To be fair, that's like how they name Meatloaf.
Yeah. I mean, they spent all their money on the stunts and couldn't hire a writer.
Yeah,
come up with a better name than The Entity.
Huh?
Yeah, it's all a bit. Yeah, they should have just called it Hal.
Yes.
Hal 9,000. 9,000. It is
9,000. Yeah,
Hal 9,000. Yeah. I was going to say 2,000, but that's the movie. 2001.
Yep.
Oh, great stuff. But so there we go. So that's all she wrote for this week, I think.
All right. I just have a quick we got a text update from Nelson. about his
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
X-Reel 1s. He says, "Hey DJ, just an update on the X-Reel 1. I got back last week from a business trip, and having these glasses matched up with the AirPods Pro was great. I was able to watch my favorite shows as if I was home. When I got home, I was eager to check and tinker with connecting the glasses to my HT so that I could view the source with the glasses and hear it with the system. So I did get it to work by adding an HDMI to USB adapter and using the second monitor out on the Marantz. The Panasonic, Oppo, Apple TV, and PS5 worked perfectly with no audio delay. Unfortunately, I've not been able to get the Kaleidoscape or the Zapiti to work. I also watched a few 3D SBS file using the Oppo, and it looks fantastic." I think that's just such and he sent a link to the the connections and stuff. But I think that's just such an interesting way to do it. Like, get the picture, but be in the room. So like if you're in a situation like, where maybe it's, you got, you don't have this big a screen as you want, right?
Mhm.
And you want to try and use like a 140 inch screen, and you just sit there, but now you have the real surround sound. I'm like, that's crazy. It's just such a great idea. It's like, people are going to be like, imagine that's what you're shopping for. It's like, okay, so what am I getting? All right, do I go with an OLED? Do I go with a projector? Or do I just get these glasses and I just sit there with a blank wall? You just got the surround sound. And like, especially when these come out in 4K. It's just that's bonkers. It's like, don't tell Lydia this, because she'll be like, get that 123 inch monstrosity off the wall, put these glasses on, and shut up.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they'll get to the point where they can network them, so you could all be sat as a family watching the same big screen with your glasses on. I mean, there's something, feels a bit weird about that, but at some point I'm sure they can. So they'll network them all, and you're all sat staring blankly at the wall.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about somebody walking in front of the screen, down in front, none of that. It's like, what if they did this in movie halls, and instead of putting on 3D glasses, you put on a pair of these, and they just, they Bluetooth it right in, and everybody's just sitting there.
It's done. They can't run around. It'll be too dark.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, but it is cool that they're tinkering with them, and people can, and this is the thing. When they first sort of started hitting, you couldn't do that because you needed these little boxes. You had to plug them in, like the beam needed before this. You couldn't play around with them. They didn't have the connectability that they do now. Whereas now, if it's got a USB-C out and it'll carry video over that, you can plug it in. I mean, the laptop, this thing here, I'll plug it into that. You can put a 200-inch extra wide screen up. So what I've been using it for is for watching CCTV. So we've got clips, clients say, oh, I didn't do that. Fine. Okay, well, let me just chuck this on my 147-inch screen. And I've got a screen in front, two screens here, iPad there, and a virtual screen floating in space. And I'm able to then watch it on that and then, take notes as I go. It's just ludicrous.
Yeah. So
these are the world we live in. It's very cool.
Look at my little update to this thing. I bought this.
That's your thing. That's your umbrella, your internal umbrella.
Yeah, for the windshield. So I used it today at work for the first time. I was like, it was hot in the sun, and I'm like, it literally goes up like an umbrella. You just point it at the windshield, you open it up in like 2 seconds, put your visors down, and then I'm like, and I'm not even, it actually does a great job keeping the inside cool while I was working, but it's, now I'm not competing with the sun if I want to watch something, that's why I got it. So it's pretty funny. It's like, and it comes down just as easy. It's just, like an umbrella, and you put it away. It takes like 2 seconds when I get there. So it's pretty cool. Pretty funny. So yeah,
that's it.
That's my big experience, home theater experience for the week.
Yeah.
That works, man. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Like I say, need a popcorn machine in there now, Deej, and then a little drink vending machine, and you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So,
all
right. Sounds good. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching, listening, participating. Thanks to all the patrons. If everybody said, hey, how much easier would this house project be if everybody just, gave $1 a month? A month? Easy. That's it. $1 a month. I keep saying a week. But yeah, So appreciate all that. And hopefully I will have some experiences for next week. We'll see what happens. If nothing else, I'll be able to tell you how this house thing's going.
Yeah.
I'm off next week, so I will be here in 2 weeks. So you behave yourselves, you two, without me.
Oh, yeah.
We will try. I better get some experience.
I say you better, because I'm not going to have 12.
Yeah. All right.
Just
All right.
Really slowly.
I don't think I can. I can. So, all right. That'll do it for this week. Till next time, you know what you got to do.
Go push play.
What he said.
That's right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.